Dr. Stuart from Resilient Health here, talking again in our final series of our low back vital signs. So we've already talked about some hip movements. Can you get into certain positions? Have you got enough range of motion? And then today we're talking about balance. So balance is really important. It's a multi-system approach, but it's still really important. So if you maybe don't have some great balance, your back will start to spasm and make things a bit tighter to compensate. You know, if you've ever had that feeling, you'll start tightening things up so you don't fall over. So there's a really easy way to check if your balance is a little bit off. And that's just checking to see what it's like. So we're gonna do a single leg stance. So all you do is at home, I want you to stand on one leg, hip and knee at about 30 degrees, hands on your hips. You can do this, so you can do this with your eyes open for 10 seconds. It's okay if you sort of wobble a little bit. It's even okay if you put a foot down, but then see how you go with your eyes closed. And this will be a real challenge to see how you go. So you see I'm not so great on that one, and then potentially even worse on this one. Oh, surprisingly okay. So you should be able to do this for about 10 seconds or so. If you can't, that's maybe a little bit of a problem. If you put your foot out maybe a bit more than 2 or 3 times, maybe something to work on as well. So let's, in this next section, talk about some things you can do to get better at that. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, like anything you wanna get better at, practice, 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 practice. So we're gonna practice standing on one foot. Now this is ideally done barefoot, but it's okay if you're in shoes as well. I find the best time to work on some stuff like this, balance-wise, is when you're probably doing something else. So a great time to do it is when you're brushing your teeth. So I want you to pretend that my treatment table is the bathroom basin at home. You are brushing your teeth. Even better if you got one of those electric toothbrushes that goes for about 30 seconds or so, and stand on one foot while you're brushing your teeth and just lightly touch if you need a little bit of balance. Even more fun is if you can do it with your eyes closed, or if you want to simulate it, but you're not happy about brushing teeth with your eyes closed, is just doing some light, slow blinking as I'm brushing my teeth. It's a really easy time to do that. 10, 20 seconds on one side, 10, 20 seconds on the other side. All right, so number 2, something we do is just a little bit of foot love. Really important, feet are a sensory hotbed, and you'll probably feel as soon as you close your eyes, you'll be really aware of what your foot and your ankle is doing when you try and do some balance. So just give it a little bit of love, especially because all day it hangs around in shoes. So at the end of the day, great to do a little work. So you can just grab your feet and just sort of do a little bit of wiggling and a little bit of wobbling. I like to think it's like a little bit of a biscuit breaker sort of thing. So I grab one bit of my foot and then I grab the other one with the other hand, and I'm just trying to push them and oppose them to each other. It goes one way, goes the other way. If you feel little clicks and clunks, as long as it doesn't hurt, that's good too. I can do the same thing at the top of my foot, grabbing my ankle, my heel here, and go the other way with middle of the foot. And then don't be afraid as well to maybe get the lacrosse ball, which we've talked about in previous episodes, and just massage it through there, or whacking it down on the ground, the position you're going to be doing it in, and just massaging it, giving it some bit of sensory feel that will be different from when it's been stuck inside your shoe all day. All right, last thing we can do to do a little bit of balance improvement is working on our hip strength, specifically our glutes. So when you're standing on one leg, if you do it in front of a mirror, you might even notice when you stand on one leg, there might be a bit of a drop in your hip. That's called a Trendelenburg sign. And it can indicate some weakness in the glute on one side, because when you're standing on one leg, that glute on that side should tense up a bit and stop your hip from dropping. So there's a couple of ways we can play with that. One, just get a little bit band like this, and I can just sit and I can go like this, just trying to feel that squeeze in my outside glutes. We can turn that to be a little bit harder into a glute clamshell, which we've worked on in the past, just getting this band, trying to get this nice squeeze in the glute here. Or I can do some standing stuff, because then obviously our balance is a bit changed when we're on our feet, and I can do some stuff where I'm just squeezing the band out, or I'm doing a little bit of a crab walk, monster walk, just to get those glutes nice and fired up. So that is the last of our movement vital sign series for your low back. Hip extension, hip mobility, and balance. Don't forget your deep squat as well. So hopefully these have helped. Do the test and see if you've got any vital signs that need a little bit of love. And see you next time on the channel. Bye.